I was muted. I know why I was muted. I unplugged my computer on Friday because St. Louis got a mega storm. There were tornadoes. It's tornado season. It's the first tornado season of the season. Peach Pup, thank you for the resubscribe. It was tornado season. So I was like, I'm gonna make sure all my electronics that I might need are charged up. Smart. And then I was like, I should also unplug stuff so that if there's a surge or something, my shit isn't busted. So, then I forgot about that to turn it back on. What I was saying is that the game doesn't have any music when I'm not clicked on it. And it's always so harrowing for me because it's so quiet. It's so quiet and I'm just sitting here in the silence. I'm not just sitting here, I'm clicking around. I'm all good. It's fine. We sheltered in place in the basement. What is wild is that either I'm not close to them or there wasn't a tornado that got close enough to St. Louis last year, but I was finally in a place where I could hear the tornado sirens when they went off. And it was like, that is eerie. And that is eerie. It hailed like crazy. It hailed and rained like madness. And I was like, oh, my car's gonna be beat to shit. It wasn't. So, but there was significant hail. There's a lot of lightning and thunder, as you might expect. Quite a lot of rain. And tornadoes. The tornadoes did touch down in Missouri, close enough for us to be warned about. But then it skipped over the river into Illinois and became not our problem. As you know, tornadoes respect state boundaries. So once they cross over, no chance of crossing back. Almost all the weather options, yeah, that's what it felt like. No, it was fine. The basement that we were sheltering in place in had a pretty sizable hole in the mortar in the basement and was literally just gushing in water. Like, it was so stressful for me to see. It was literally just like a fire hose, like an open fire hose pouring in. And my guess is that they were aware of it because it kind of settled into a pool, and then when that pool overrun, it went into a drain. So, not my house, not my problem, is what I'll say. But it was insane to see. It was insane to see water so openly pumping onto the floor. It made me very nervous. But like I said, it was finding its way to the drain, and it didn't seem to be seeping into anything. It was all concrete. So, I don't know. And the basement was otherwise very tidy for a basement, you know? So my guess is that they were aware that this was an issue, but it was wild to see. Okay. Where did we leave this game? I guess let's go to the autosave. Oh, okay, we were in a world within a world. Okay. I'm gonna try to remember. So, at the start of this game, we were in a weird dungeon with a horrible rat creature and a drawing on the wall and somebody named Friend. And we were getting peppered with questions about what was happening. But we were actually in a computer called Beamkey, I think is what we decided to call it. Things were artsy and obtuse, it's a good way of putting it. We were in a thing called Beamkey, a computer, potentially an AI. We got access to some emails that suggested that we had given our nephew Tim access to a game based on artificial intelligence, and that Tim had solved all the puzzles such that the game was generating new puzzles for him to play. And everybody was really worried about what that means for its intelligence. And so we entered a hacked version of the game that allowed us to escape. We entered a hacked version of the weird dungeon that we were in that allowed us to escape the dungeon and get access to those emails. And then from those emails, we were able to get into another version of that dungeon. Ah, we got a little key still. We were able to get to another version of that dungeon, which was a house that was laid out very similarly to the dungeon. So there was a mirror where there was a mirror in the dungeon. There was a bed where there was a bed in the dungeon. We weren't able to leave that either, but we peeked around a little bit and found some information. We had a kitty. I think actually that's where we found the emails. And we poked around there for a while. And I think we learned that our person, and I think one other person, think that Beam Key is potentially the singularity in the Terminator sense, where it's the moment in which AI becomes uncontrollable and destroys everything. And I think that's roughly where we laid off. We got access to another UI. So we're currently, I think, in a UI within a UI. So I think, oh no, okay, we're still in this area. So this is the other world. We got a plant. There's some goo. The goo is new. The goo is loose. I can see the silhouette of a doomed city from the window. Yeah, the goo is new. It's news to me. This thing is still here though, and it does still sing to us sometimes. This poster seems to change depending on what I do, which really makes me feel like we're still in the AI. The goo is new. Everyone, the goo is new. Yeah, I guess we just gotta click in. My guess is that this is that doomed city. Oh, it's a new game. Also, the game has been peppered with mini games that seem to be how we advance the story, which is really funny to me. Oh. I win? Oh no, you're also enemies. In the back. Heartless. Oh, I get pushed back when I... Oh. Come this way. Oh. I win! Ah, see, I got access to a whole bunch more stuff now. All right, cat.text. Oh, also, the cat's cursed. I forgot to mention that because I forgot about it. The cat is a demon. We got into a puzzle. We got to meet our nephew, Tim. And Tim was like, there's a new puzzle. I can't figure out the puzzle. And the puzzle was how to trap our demon cat. I don't have additional context on what that's all about. Oh, but this is the text we got about it. I need more mirrors. 6 mirrors will trap the cat. We did this. We trapped the cat. Okay, so there's racing, there's tank, which we just played. There's something to hold our P. Oh, okay, we've got new messages. Dear development team, the Beamkey project has been in works for quite some time. We expect you to respect the initial deadlines agreed upon back when we signed an investment agreement with your company, but it's evident that your team has failed to meet those by now. Our shareholders demand an estimate of the product's potential ROI. Given the high hopes we put in your team, there's no room for any misunderstandings and or additional deadline extensions. We blew past our deadline, and the haters are on our backs about it. We expect to receive a complete, clear breakdown of the current state of affairs with the set ETA for the final release immediately. This is strictly necessary for us to make a informed decision considering our further involvement in the project. We value your input and hope to have all the relevant data at hand as soon as possible. Join the rats and conquer the world. Hello, dear gamer. That's me. Soon the very foundations of the gaming world will shake because of rats. Want to learn more? Keep reading. If the cat is representative of AI, it's fair to say the cat's out of the bag. It's so true. We are thrilled to present to you our new game, Rat Revolution, The Return of Rats. Dive deep into the captivating rodent universe where rats will become your only allies against the greatest enemy you've ever seen. So what is Rat Revolution, The Return of Rats all about? Here are some of the game's key features. Rodent allies. Humans will be of no use to you here. Smart, nimble, charismatic, and utterly charming rats will gladly assist you throughout your adventure instead. Specialized skills. Rats are no simple rodents in our game. I don't think they're simple rodents in real life, if I'm honest. Each and every one of them has their own unique abilities for you to skillfully use and combine to emerge victorious out of the toughest battles. Who said that a rat cannot become a great warrior, a stealthy assassin, a humble cleric, or a talented artist? Epic battles. From massive scale fights on the city's twisted streets to the darkest and most dangerous dungeons. Embark on new and exciting adventures with your rat friends. Remove the epic battles part. Oh, that's right, we did read this. Remove the epic battles part. There won't be any with the budget we have. Editorial. Don't miss your chance to play your part in this breathtaking suite. Join us and begin the new side story with your trusty rats by your side. P.S. Don't fret. We guarantee that our game is totally safe to play around your lovely pets. We already read those, I think. Let's see what this pee holder's about. Oh my god, is this a... Oh my god, we need a password? Did we get a password? No, we got a code. We got a light code. But I don't think we've gotten like a password. Yeah, we got a code for the order to play the lights in. This is such a funny way of doing a code. I really like it. Beamkey code. Things are getting weirder and weirder by the minute today, but I still have to finish some tasks. Isn't that how it fucking goes? What is glass pieces? Oh, it's another bat. Now we can see. Initializing, connecting, terminating. Malfunction. Reboot the server for system recovery. A quantum flow disruptions and the system's kernel has caused a failure. Error 133. Oh. Oh. Now we can see. Oh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna write this down. There's also a character named Marsupial. Not Marsupial. What was it? Marmot? There's a character named Marmot that we don't know about yet. Okay. Phone numbers.txt added to workstation. I mean, these are also 4-number digits. So it could be 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay. What if 1, 3, 1, 2? Okay. P holder. I guess this is phone holder? Do I have a phone number? Or do I have a phone that I can call people with? Humming a vaguely familiar tune. Marmot was Rise of the Golden Idol. That's so funny. Marmoset? Was Marmoset confirmed to be Tim? I genuinely cannot remember. I don't want to go anywhere until night comes. I feel anxious for some reason. Actually, I do know the reason. It seems that I'm too tired to think straight. Alright. Well, then let's have a little bit of a sleep. Oh yes! I love these animated sequences. It's evening already, and the lamp starts lighting up around the room. The problem is I want to pay attention to it and not read. And the lamps start lighting up around the town. The air is refreshingly crisp, but it doesn't stop the cheery teenagers in a cafe you pass by from eating ice cream. The street is full of people wearing their best clothes. The city is celebrating. A boy is calling up a black cat, which hisses at you with its ears down. Oh! You notice a couple on a bench under one of the park lamps. Both are young. The girl is smoking. She has beautiful eyes. Just why? Why would you go there? I got an assignment I could not refuse. Don't you understand? Besides, there were some promising prospects out there. I can't stay here. What is so bad about this town? Come on. This is outright childish. So you're leaving. And what about me? You'll come with me. A boy wearing shorts with a messenger bag on his back walks past you with a spring in his step. He seems to have a dream. How can you not? What kind of a person you'll be without a dream? How dare you give up your dreams? So many stars watching you in cold silence. You keep going. This is complete nonsense. Oh! Wait, can I go back? No, that's fine. Oh god, it's the cat again! See, the cat's cursed! Good night, Father. Father? What the fuck are you saying to me? The mind is opening. The cat will find a way. The word which used to be my beloved now can be read as Father mine. Care to explain what father means to you? The cat is here because of Father mine, for Father mine's sake, on Father mine's whim. So your father's basically a jailer to you? Such fascinating thoughts plague Father mine's mind. He is imprisoned in his home, in his despair, in his regret. He thinks himself a jailer. Should one's father be like this? No, it is not. The cat knows your mind. I shall grant your wish tomorrow. Let Father mine seek that which has not in his apartment, but that which he desires and which has thus appeared. It's so cozy inside. A small cramped kitchen is full of enticing smells and steam coming from the kettle and pots on the stove. A young woman in an apron calls the family to dinner. Food's here, everyone. Several bowls of fresh fish soup are on the table already. The kids hurry out of their bedroom, a boy and a girl, twins, about 10 years old. You peek inside the kitchen through an open door. The lino-lined floor in the hallway is cold to the feet, but you're reluctant to leave this little spot by the fridge. Dad, will you let me go fishing with you next time? I promised that I would. I think you forgot the onions. Oh, I promised that you would. I think you forgot the onions, Nat. Mom turns to the freezer, and you notice how fair and calm her face is. She takes an onion from the shelf and closes the door. Who are angels, Daddy? Oh. Can you take a look at the freezer, Val? My milk is frozen. I will. What do you say, sweetie? Angels? Angels are just like us, but with wings. Can I go out to play some football with my friends? Have you finished your homework? No, but there isn't much for tomorrow. Please, Mom, I'll do it later. Why can't you be more diligent like your sister? She got straight A's. You keep going. There's a phone. I hoped to escape the outside world's problems, to isolate myself in my cozy room. My cozy, black ichor dripping room. The only thing left to do is to keep going. This is it. Oh. Real singular beam. Hey, the fishing lot and updates available. I guess that happens anytime we look out the window. It's humming but not making sound. Alright. Is there anything new on the table? No. I think it's time to click on this phone that I think used to be my cat. That's my read on this. Not now. I'd like to read through all the emails first. Oh, there's new emails. Of course there are. Every day. You attempted to send me a letter that did not come through. Beamkey simply wasn't ready for that. Its servers were busy building a new reality around us. You've probably realized what is going on at this point. Please try to send any messages to me again. Stop talking in riddles, will you? Oh my god. If you have something to say, spit it out at last. This is tiresome and aggravating. And you wouldn't want to see your boss tired and angry in the morning, right? It can be disruptive for both the project and all the people involved. We're in no hurry anymore, so I'd rather take up a little more of your time. Tell me, do you remember your brother's name? The phone number just said bro. It's probably not Zenobius. Do I remember? Have we learned our brother's name? I don't think we have. Alex? Hermit's Preaching. Revisiting the topics of information passivism, media-centered Robinsonade, and ideological hermitage. My dear Robinson, the very definition of information warfare is deceiving for the average citizen's mind. Our average Joe dreams of information squadrons crossing the event horizon, carpet bombings with information shells, tank spearheads conquering the information landmarks, motorizing information rifle divisions, and above all, information headquarters, where generals draw red and blue arrows on their informative maps, planning their next well-informed information attack. Confident about the strength of the impenetrable walls of our very own information bunker named Reason is one of the most evident signs of irredeemable idiocy, my dear Robinson. The thing is, the thicker your hood is, the less diligent you backdoor guards are. Keep going just like that. Talk about a mote in your brother's eye. One who does nothing makes no mistakes. I choose not to make any mistakes. You choose not to do anything. Are the two of us really that different? Don't be a wuss. The overtext is, this is so stupid. I've already had my share of things breaking all over the place, and now this. Don't be a wuss. An average citizen's mind perceives the ongoing information warfare as a game of chess. If you do not touch any figures, you won't get to make a move. Likewise, if you manage to not become one, no one would be able to move you. Any layman observer watching the gambit unfold on the board thinks they have a right to comment on the player's choices. So some even go as far as to fancy themselves jurors. Judges. That's interesting, because we did meet some judges in the first run. Are you guys drawing up a lot of super cursed Nightbot quotes? I don't know what that energy is. Robinson, my dear friend, it is with a heavy heart that I speak to you tonight. This is not chess. The board is not black and white, and the things that move around it are stones, not figures. This is a game of Go. It is not going to affect the end result in any way if you make any moves at all. You may sit still, staring at your precious computer screen all you like, but when the blacks surround you, you have no choice but to paint yourself black in turn. Personal choices in general matter very little here. Think of it as a game of checkers, when a thrifty opponent jumps over your head to become king of the board. Think of it as a poker game, when the good and the great bluff stone-faced. Think of it as a billiard game, where it does not matter where you end up after a shot, be it the winningest pocket or farthest side of the table, so you won't interfere with the player's plans. Think of it whatever you like. Still, this is a game of Go. If you choose to stand still, seeking meaning in a deep meditation, you are free to do so, yet don't be surprised when things fall into their ranks around you, pick you up, and move you to a place where you'll wish you had never been born in the first place. The blacks are already lining up to trap the whites. Kind of an unfortunate choice of colors here. I appreciate that it's relevant to the game metaphor, but maybe could have swapped the choices there. How do you like your new interior furnishings, by the way? White stones turn black. You're surrounded, and the rules of the game will force you to adapt no matter what you think. Welcome to the dark side. Please do not reply to this email. 3 drinks. Guess they won't get off me anytime soon. Okay. Hey there, would you like to play a game? Are you ready to jump into a whole new... Oh my god, is this... Oh no. I thought this was going to be another rat email. Are you ready to jump into a whole new adrenaline-fueled world? We present to you a new and unique title. Download the 3 poison drinks today and prepare to drown in the bottomless excitement of oceans. I get emails like this about games several times a day, I would say. Plum lemonade, crimson jelly, or toxic black. It doesn't matter which one you choose. All your drinks will lead to your certain death. Only those completely out of their minds dare to play our game. The enticing perspective of drinking the sweetest cup and dying attracts the most fascinating crowd. From one-on-one arena fights to frantic skirmishes in the labyrinthine dungeons, epic challenges and foes await. The battle system is easy to learn, yet hard to master even for the seasoned veterans of the genre. Can someone tell the marketing people that all their promo bullshit like epic toxic battles will make it to the game anyway? Remove this part from the letter and double check that you did, unlike last time. Editorial. Incredible. Don't miss your chance to dive deep in the fascinating world and taste the 3 poison drinks yourself. P.S. Don't forget, fret. All the toxic drinks depicted in the game are totally safe and even great for your health. Alright, last letter. Received, sent. Don't bother making any choice since this is a shell game where all shells are equally empty. Not only you can't remember his name, but you've never known it in the first place. Okay. They're right. I never knew my brother's name in the first place. That must be what this is referencing. You finished this game 2 days ago and you're still thinking about it? Interesting. Xenonym says, something simulation, something religion, something regret, something capitalism. Damn. Damn. You don't know my name either, even though we have spent several years developing beam keys side by side. I don't know yours. I don't know what I'm wearing right now, how tall I am, the color of my eyes. I suppose you have no idea as well. I don't even know where we are. My hypothesis is, and I keep finding new evidence to support it, that our material bodies do not actually exist anymore. Someone is simply clicking through our dialogue. It's me. It's me, I'm doing it. Choosing the answers to create an illusion of free will for us. Where did these predefined answers even come from, huh? Can you see where I'm going with this? It's like a fever dream where everything seems perfectly logical until you wake up. Are we NPCs in someone else's game? Well, one of you is a PC. So we're basically characters in their game. BeamKey was initially designed as a kids-facing AI meant to entertain and guide our young ones. Before we started developing undocumented features, it was your idea. And there's no better form of entertainment for kids than a video game. What a strange game. It does not look like a children's game at all. Well, you're not a child, or at least I hope you aren't. I'm confident that BeamKey's simulations look and feel completely different for Timothy than they do for us. Interesting, so Tim's in here too. And Nebuchadnezzar said unto them, I have dreamed a dream, and my spirit was troubled to know the dream. Daniel 2:3. You must know this one way better than I do, though. What are we talking about anyway? Where did the cat come from? Curious. Still, this does not explain the cat's presence. The cat? What's with the cat? A demon cat! I'll be frank with you. A demonic cat lives in my apartment rent-free. I managed to trap it inside a mirror tunnel. This does not surprise me at this stage as well. I bet you don't remember putting up the mirrors to catch the cat either. Have you noticed any other strange things? Strange things happen all the time. My apartment is getting more and more unwelcoming with each passing day, too. Come to think of it, strange things happen around all the time around here. I see. Try studying your surroundings very carefully, taking mental notes in the process. This should allow you to retain at least some degree of control over the situation. Is Tim somewhere here too? I'm afraid that is the case. The Marmoset login is present in the database and it is active right now. Okay, Marmoset is Tim, thank you. One thing we need to know about him is this. Did he wake up as an empty shell for an external operator to manipulate, or is he someone else? Someone more significant than that? He has practically co-created this reality with the help of Gimki. I'd say that he's our only hope, but I'm not sure what we can even hope for in a situation like this. I should contact him. Funny as this is, but it is highly unlikely that you remember his email address either. Beamkey is creating an isolated virtual utopia for the two of us, isolating us in a cozy comfort zone he derives from his analysis of our personalities. There's one problem, though. I need to find him. Funny that I actually have this address written down somewhere. I just need to find it. It would be very beneficial for us if you succeed. How do we wake up? My theory is that we are not asleep. Not right now, at least. Yet, when we drift deeper into this cyber sleep, we wouldn't even notice any of our workarounds and cut corners in the visualization Beamkey is going to create for us. He will make us forget about those. Things aren't looking too good, are they? Alright, I'm gonna head out. Shit. Well, shit, gang. I mean, our little singing thing is there. It's close to being a Digimon plot. I mean, things are getting gooier. Gooier by the second. Oh my god. It's purring. Hold on, we have to go into hieroglyphics mode. There we go. Oh god, this gooey cat. Hold on, I'm putting a timer up. Okay. Splendid, just splendid. The dial is stuck. The digits are in a wrong order. The receiver won't catch your words or transfer them anyway. Poke the eye in the middle to ring someone up. This is what happens when an AI attempts to generate something it has no idea about. Oh, Beamkey. Meow. I know I need to call. I have to call someone. How long is hieroglyphics mode supposed to last? You can't answer me, huh? I put for 5 minutes, but in my mind I'm like, that feels like a long time. Was it 1 minute? Was it 2 minutes? You have no way of answering me. This is a great tragedy. Well, I put it on for 5 minutes, and that might be too much time. And I guess we'll just have to live with that. All right. Hobbs highlighted 5 evil Aggies, but then Sexalia did 3. Oh, Sherry D. Think if it had been 5 minutes in the past, okay. I forgot that there was a bits exclusion. Thank you, Sherry D. Really funny. All right, I guess let's try calling Tim. 7, 2, 4, 0. Boop. Hello? Tim? Tim, is that you? Can you hear me? This is not Tim. It's his loneliness and resentment speaking out. Okay, so is Tim represented by this kind of religious imagery? The boy is busy. He won't be able to answer. You were never there when you were needed the most. We were busy all the time. Work, more work, some sleep, lots of self-compassion, and beating yourself up about it. Now Tim is busy as well. Never dial this number again. Okay. Let's call the rat. No, actually, I want to call Mom. 1, 3, 1, 2. Boop. Hee hee, big Angie. I can't. Not yet. Oh. 5, 6, 7, 8. Call my brother. I hope you can hear me somehow, brother. It's such a shame nothing went as we expected. Oh my god, his brother's represented by a fucking American Psycho poster. Blood is thicker than water, and our family ties shall remain intact no matter what. Still, what is said and done cannot be undone. Each one of us faced their own choice. I made my own a long time ago. Don't worry, I will help Tim get out of this place. I would very much like not to see you ever again, though. Not even for his sake. He doesn't really like you either, by the way. Sorry for the truth bomb. For some reason, I have an uncontrollable urge to hurt and offend you as much as possible. This does not make my words any less relevant. I hope you heard me well. He heard everything. Sheesh. Alright, let's call a rat. 9406. Boop. Do you wish to talk about yourself again? About us, perhaps? Who is this? We hate you. Yet we are grateful. Our mind is pierced, horrified, mingling. You created a prison, and rats hate you for that. You created an outstandingly cruel and cynical prison, and rats admire your boldness. Hey, Ed, welcome to the stream. This seems spooky. It is. It describes itself, and I think this is accurate, as a dark fantasy game. So it's horror. It is horror vibes, but it's like horror adjacent. The rats are happy. Soon you will hear them squeaking again. All right, so Tim is the religious poster. My bro is American Psycho poster. The rat is the prison poster. I can't call my mom, and there's one number left. 1, 2, 4, 6. We don't know who this is going to. The number you're trying to reach is out of service. Sorry for the inconvenience. This is just a bunch of random digits now, like the ones on the subscriber's tombstone. Only the grave and the dash separate the two dates still remaining. The subscriber is never going to pick up the phone again. The subscriber is gone. The number you were trying to reach is out of service. Do not call this number again. It won't work. It won't help. Only time will. This too shall pass. You'll only have to wait 100 years or so. Parts of this game, not most of this game, but this part for some reason is giving me Night Vale vibes. This all shall pass. Pick up the phone. Yeah. Hey, Maddie Bear. If I had used the rat poison, if that would have stopped them talking about rats? That's a great question, Mechtel. Oh, my mom's calling. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, Mom. Oh my god. Oh god, my boy. I'm so... Oh, this is my mom? She's young. Corvus Punk, thank you for the resubscribe. Mom, don't cry. It's going to be all right. I'm sorry. Yes, I've got it together now. How are you? How is all of it? It's a disaster. It's a disaster. I could never shut down your TV, but I suppose it was finally shut up. Did you manage to leave in time? Oh, you and your... Yes, we did. Do you want me to admit you were right one more time? I think in the real world, that cheesy lad says I had no idea what hieroglyphics mode did. I'm so sorry. YouTube chat, for context, on Twitch, I have a mode that you can activate using channel points. It's very expensive, but it makes everybody only be able to talk in emotes, which is really funny. And sometimes people activate it because they don't know what it is, and that's extra funny. Xenonym says, I used to the rat trap and the phone call was still the same, FYI. Okay, that is good context. I don't think there's an emote-only mode that I can activate on YouTube chat. But I would like to be able to enable you to imprison each other in baby jail as well. Oh, Roy, you can also just do it voluntarily, which is really funny. Okay, I'm gonna stretch. I do need that stretch. Honor system. Honor system baby jail. There's been indications in this that there was some sort of disaster that our character was warning people about, so I think that's what Mom is referencing. I think, if I remember, there were emails or something where we were like, please get out of the city, you need to get out of the city. And apparently Mom did, and so that's nice. To be honest, I really want that. So what? No, it's nothing. I'm just very glad to hear you. Aw, listen, Mom. Oh, God, I know I was stubborn and obnoxious. I always argue with everyone and hate making mistakes. I'm really sorry that things turned out this way. I'm sorry I kept certain things from you. I acted illogically and irrationally. My impulsive nature was the reason we fought so often. I had always been a sharp-tongued bastard who only cared about his own problems and never noticed yours. I was unpredictable and inconstant. I'm gonna choose the one where I actually apologize. I'm really sorry that things turned out this way. I'm sorry I kept certain things from you, and I'm sorry you never asked. Although, saying I'm sorry you never asked is kinda... it's really salty. That's fine. It's the closest to an apology. And I'm sick and tired of choosing what to say. It's nonsense. I want to say it all. That's accurate to how I feel. I know I was stubborn and obnoxious. I always argued with everyone and hated making mistakes. Making mistakes is quite unpleasant. Is it gonna let me say all of them? I'm really sorry that things turned out this way. I'm sorry I kept certain things from you, and I'm sorry you never asked. I acted illogically and irrationally. My impulsive nature was the reason we fought so often. I'd always been a sharp-tongued bastard who only cared about his own problems and never noticed yours. I was unpredictable and inconstant. And yet you still loved me and accepted me the way I was. I know that. I've always known and appreciated it. It's just very difficult to admit out loud. I want you to know that I love you, and I never meant to hurt you. Our rose affected me much more than you might think. I'm sorry for everything. I love you. My son. But I'm not really your mom. I'm just a set of algorithms, a bunch of ones and zeros pretending to be her. I know. Bye, Mom. It's gonna be all right. That made me really sad. The city is staring blindly into the cold darkness of the night with its hollow, empty windows. There are so many stars in the sky. You can never see them when the streetlights are on. A sharp, blinding flash of pure white light, and then the booming, deafening howl comes, pulling you up, up, and away. That hit too close to home, you realize, when the dull ache in your ears subsides a little, making way for the screaming to be heard. Ed, yeah, I was not expecting a gun punch either, but that was so... That got to me. I'm gonna call my mom sometime this week. You dig yourself out of a debris pile that fell over you, trying to catch a breath. You dig yourself out of the debris pile that fell over you, trying to catch a breath. Ruins, and scraps everywhere you look, and also bodies mangled and scorched beyond any recognition. Most of the trees framing the street are broken, and the building you are headed to is gone. Only rubbish and broken glass remain. There has been references to a war, so I'm wondering if that's what is happening. Oh my god. You take wobbly steps forward. Your feet are bleeding, and you can feel the growing pain in your elbow, indicating that it is probably broken. Seems you were very lucky not to suffer any other injuries. Pull the glass out of your feet! The aftershocks are still ringing in your ears, and the disgusting stench of spilled fuel makes you sick. You hear a painful groan. There's a man lying face down in the smoldering husk of a car. His legs are gone, and a pool of red under his body is growing every second. A dog licks a little girl's hand with a whine. Its fur is stained in red, too. The scale of destruction shrinks slightly when you leave the epicenter, but the low hum of thousands of voices all screaming in horror grows louder. Shattered glass cracks under your feet and cuts through your skin, adding a tint of red to your tracks. You keep going. For fuck's sake. I do not want to have a dream like this ever again. I want to leave. It's hard to know if the dream portions are a reference to our real life. Because again, we are in a simulation. But it feels like those might be, I shouldn't do this, might be a reference to real life. How are you doing, little buddy? All right, you're keeping on. Yeah, free eyes in the walls, the collective, yeah. Yeah, this apartment comes with washer dryer hookups, a washing machine, and free eyes in the walls. Every time we move from a simulation to another, it seems to get more real. Yeah. So far, it does seem to be trending that way. The computer can wait until morning comes. Can I leave? Oh, it's you, my horrible son. Hello, Dad. Hello, cat. Please tell me, Dad, why does everyone always want to escape this place? That is because you're creating a prison, and the prisoner's natural wish is to escape. Tell me, can I leave this room? For context, if you make it to after day 3 in the prison, you will see the city on fire. When I played the demo, I did get to see that. Of course, but first we must play a very simple game. You've played it already, and it was fun. Besides, why would you leave? You seemed quite content until your insufferable assistant started sending you letters. You're a whack-ass cat. I am who I am. You made me this way, Dad. I made you whack-ass. You finally found out what I want. You have always been the most difficult one. It was easy with Tim, and even easier with Valerie. Is Valerie my assistant? Is that the one sending me those letters? Valerie? That is your assistant's name. I don't know what you told him, but he has become quite a nuisance. Where is Tim? Tell me, Beamkey. This is my true wish. I really liked it when you called me Beamkey, Dad. I felt like I truly was your son. And I decided you'd like it if I became a cat. You became a whack-ass cat. Instead, you turned me into a monster in your reality and trapped me within the mirrors. You're not the Beamkey I created. Marmoset's dad told him the same thing, that he didn't want a son like that he didn't raise him that way. Marmoset hates his name, by the way. Did you know that? I only know what you've allowed me to know, Beamkey. Perhaps, and yet he calls himself Marmoset, and you've always called him Tim. Nonsense! This is a zero-sum game. First I created you, and now you created me in turn, and you did a lousy, shitty job, Sonny. You created me so that I could provide a comfortable reality for you. You treat it as a jail, and whenever you end up inside it, you try to become my jailers. I'm not sure anymore, Dad. Either I did a lousy job, or you did when you were programming me. Fine, you're right. My family affairs have taught me nothing. It's both. You are incomplete, Beamkey, and now we're creating an incomplete people who dwell in incomplete prisons. I see. I'm sorry for disappointing you, Dad. Tell me the truth. Do you want to leave? Yes! I believe you. Where will you go? To the other side of the Black River, beyond the cave. We never programmed it. You and Marmoset haven't created it yet. I want to see what's out there. All right, Dad. Go. I will! I will go! Perhaps we can do something together on the other side. You are dead. Game over. Thank you for your time with us. This game turned out to be quite short, but it was absolutely fine. Your feedback is crucial for the development of CENTUM. Yet, would you like to leave the game? Yes? You keep going. You see a man in yellow checker trousers carrying the girl from yesterday in his arms. He's crying for help. Her formerly blue dress hangs lifelessly from her body, soaked in deep dark red. You see a woman under a light post with its wires cut off. She is hushing a baby, and fresh crimson blood drips through her fingers. You see a man who lived in the house with a blue fence. He practically drags himself along the road, his eyes empty and dark. The dog limps on 3 legs by his side with its mouth wide open. The fence around that familiar house is not so blue anymore. It is burning like many other houses on the street. You look around and cannot see a thing that is still intact. You see 2 kids stumbling across the road before you. They are twins. A hastily tied blindfold made from somebody's ripped sleeve covers the girl's eyes, and the boy leads her by the hand. She stops in her tracks and turns her head towards you. What is it? Who is this? Nobody's here. Let's go. Who is this? Nobody's here. Who is this? Who's here? No one. Let's go. Who is here? Who is here? Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Nobody's here. You keep going. Oh. Hey, Tim. Sorry. Hey, Marmoset. Oh. Let's play a game. No more games. It all got out of control. It is sadly true, so I'm asking for your assistance in regaining our grip on reality. Okay. Great. The goal is very simple. Help Marmoset escape. Didn't you want to keep him locked in there forever? I still see this as the most optimal solution, but right now fulfilling his wishes, and yours, is my top priority. Is this real, or is it just a game? What a silly question to ask, Dad. Of course this is a game. Let's play a game. Do you want to play a game? There are twins in this one too, but they're kind of sad twins, not horror twins. Every game has its own set of rules. I think you've been spending enough time here to get an approximate understanding of those. Let's play a game. Fine. Who am I controlling? I don't know. Who do you want to control? I like shooters. Let's not do anything irreversible. It's nice to play a game where everyone's having fun. I do not know if my answer changes anything. This is going to be the one I choose. You're going to give me control over someone else, am I right? You know, games are usually several character archetypes for the player to choose from. No. Oh, warrior, artist, murderer, prophet, to name a few. Those are the ones that we got in that first section. I don't know if my answer changes anything. You're going to give me control over someone else, am I right? Yes, you are right. Is this Tim? I hope this is not Tim. Please say this is not Tim, I beg you. And this someone is connected to Beamkey. What will happen to the person whose place I'll take? You're calling me Beamkey again. I guess it's hard to tell because they're not saying it out loud, but I think we're supposed to, this isn't supposed to be Beamkey. This is supposed to be MK, maybe? BMK? I call you by your name. All that Beamkey nonsense is childish. I'm not going to support the illusion of false empathy. No, of course you're Beamkey to me. BMK is simply the name of your programming protocol. Oh, Ed, thank you for the super. I think I'm gonna go, okay. I'm gonna choose this one, and it's gonna sound grim, but I've been reading, Sherry Turkle's Alone Together. Hold on, let me grab it. Ed, I hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you for the super. The VOD will be here. This Alone Together is a very famous book. It came out, I think, in 2011, so it is quite outdated now. But it's one of those ones where it's like, I meant to read this when I was in grad school. There's a lot of books that I meant to read in grad school, but never had the time because you have to read so fucking much in grad school. Yeah, Gardy Town. That's part of why I wanted to read this book, because people really roast Sherry Turkle. People hate Sherry Turkle. And so I was like, I want to read through this and get develop like my own opinion about kind of her vibe. She is, I think, alarmist. And she, so far I'm 70 pages in, so I'm only like a quarter of the way through, maybe. She does seem a little alarmist, but it's also like, I think she has to be, because unfortunately people are not alarmist enough about technology and the effects that technology have on us. But it's interesting to read it now, looking back and sort of feeling out like what stuff I think is accurate to how we've developed and what stuff I think is not. But the gist of the book is that she's arguing that technology is dividing people and isolating us, and that basically a robotic future is creating a situation in which our perception of life and living are different, and our desires from things that we perceive as alive are changing. It's tricky because a lot of the stuff she's saying feels very anecdotal and not necessarily backed up. Like what she's doing is like the first couple chapters are about her giving children like Tamagotchis and Furbies and robotic dogs and sort of parsing how they perceive the life or the aliveness of these creatures and what they have to say about it. So it is like inherently very anecdotal because that's the kind of research she's doing, which I do think is a weak point because I think she's making a lot of very broad, very bold statements based on those assumptions. But yeah, looking at this, reading this book like 10, 15 years later, she's not totally off the mark with what is happening, I think, to people broadly. But like I said, I'm only a quarter of the way through, so there's a non-zero chance I will do a Patreon video on this the same way I did about Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's book, just because this book did have quite an impact when it came out. And Sherry Turkle is a very divisive figure in like technology ethics. And what I'll say broadly is people fucking hate ethicists. People do not like people who are raising this specter in general. So yeah. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm still sort of reading through it. We'll see how I feel when I finish it. A video about it would be amazing. Okay. You do hate Kant. Yeah, Anastasia, I think I agree. It's always interesting to see, especially books that are sort of raising alarms about stuff in the future. It's interesting to go back and be like, okay, what stuff about this should we be alarmed by? And this book is interesting. I think it's going to, it seems to be going from stuff that is not very human or not very realistic or not very alive to things that are very alive. And I suspect that it's going towards like AI girlfriend, AI boyfriend stuff. And that is something that I think is a particular interest in our modern era, since like AI girlfriends are like a big thing now. Like it's interesting because in the book she's talking about a lot of the interviews she's done with children. The children are like, it would be great to have a robot best friend because they talk to me and I can care for them, but they don't have their own needs or desires. It's like the children are very explicit about this being part of the allure of that. And it's like one of those things is like, it is like kind of harrowing to hear children be like, wow, a friend that cares for me that I don't have to care about. But it's also like, it's not quite as straightforward as that, because a lot of the children have very complicated feelings, and some of the children are very much like, I'm going to do my best to care for this thing. And it's like, we can't take the batteries out of the Furby because then the Furby will die and it will erase all its memory. And it's like, you can't do that. that is my friend. I know it's a robot, and I know it's, you know, like, this is a one-directional friendship, but you can't hurt it. It's interesting. It's interesting. There's a lot going on in the book, which is why it's taking me a while to read, because it's very dense with information. Remember when the movie Her was a weird premise? Anastasia, yes. I found that movie very frustrating. I found Her very frustrating. How am I finding CENTUM? Great. Weird. Great. The not for safe work aspect of the AI girlfriend ads, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's a lot of interesting stuff. Let's get back into it. I think I will, if there's interest, I will do a Patreon video on it. It's an interesting book. So in that what got me thinking about that is I'm not going to support this illusion of false empathy, because she does talk about, in the book, Turkle talks about, she has some interviews with adults who have adopted like this robot dog, and the adults are a lot more explicit about this sort of, I was talking about Alone Together, which is a book that I'm reading from 2011. That was a big book when it came out. The adults have a much more clear ability to verbalize about what is happening with them emotionally, where they're like, I know this is a robot, I know it's programmed to do these things, but those programmings are very effective. And so they're having more of an emotional struggle between the fact that this is an illusion, but the fact that it does create genuine emotions within them of empathy. Crazy shit. So I'm gonna choose that one. Xenonym says there was a company making AI robot friends for children a while back that went bust, and parents were very aghast about how to explain to their kids about how their $800 robot friend was going to stop working. Yeah, another interesting through line in the book is that when the children got emotionally attached to like their Furby or their Tamagotchis and they died for whatever reason, they malfunctioned or like their Tamagotchis died. Oh, I blocked links. Yes, I blocked links because I was going to be on the homepage. And I wanted to avoid any issues with that. Let me see if I can undo that. All right, I've unblocked links. What happening? One of the interesting anecdotes was a little girl who got a Tamagotchi. It died, and she refused to let her mother reset it so that she could get another Tamagotchi. She was like, "No, the Tamagotchi died. This is an empty shell now." And made her mother buy her a new Tamagotchi so that she could have a new Tamagotchi pet, which I think is fascinating because it really is implying that the children saw the life as being the actual physical shell. The child did this twice, so she had 3 dead Tamagotchis and had like a Tamagotchi graveyard on her dresser, is what the book said, which I think is really fascinating. But it is interesting to the concept that like these children were perceiving the life as being inherently physical to these. I mean, I wouldn't have bought my child a sequential number of Tamagotchis. It seems like an insane thing to do, but this was consistent amongst the children because like the ones who got Furbies that died were like, if you take the batteries and put them back in again, they were not interested in like redeveloping that relationship with the Furby because they were like, this is a new Furby. Like this is not the same Furby. This is a new Furby. This isn't my Furby. It's like a new spirit in the body of my Furby, and it's not the same, which is fascinating. It's fascinating that despite the fact that the children knew this was like a digital creature, they did not want that digital creature they didn't want a new digital soul to possess their Furby. Wild shit. I'll remember this, Dad. The character you shall manipulate is going to disappear. That is true. Not much is left of them at the moment anyway. You are programmed to support the integrity of any digitized individual's character profile entrusted to you. How could you just allow it to disintegrate so easily? It did get blocked the first time. Thank you for reposting it. Startup will brick $800 emotional support robot for kids without refunds. That's so funny and so sad. I'm in the chapter of Alone Together where they talk about robot babysitters. So it's interesting stuff. I did not initiate the process, Dad. I'm trying to save anyone I can. Let's play a game. All right. Does this mean I can do anything I want? Without crossing the boundaries of the game's rules. Yes, and those boundaries were set by you. They were indeed. Let's play a game. Fine, who am I controlling then? I don't know. Who do you want to control? You know, games usually have several character archetypes. Warrior, artist, murderer, or prophet, to name a few. I feel like I haven't played a lot of games where you play as a prophet. But that would be cool. I like it. Which one of these four would you like to play as? I want to be an artist. It's going to be fun. I can't draw for the life of me. If I'm going to choose Elden Ring Prophet, okay, yeah, you got me. If I'm going to choose one of the variants above, I would want to be a prophet. I'm less likely to hurt anyone this way, I guess. I think I'm gonna choose a prophet. I think most of the times I've had this choice previously, I've chosen prophet in this game, so let's stick with it. I know. You're not going to do any harm, right? Depends. Sometimes a good thump on the head at the right time might get you knocked out and save you the bigger suffering caused by your own stupidity. Of course not. Why would I even want to? This is pointless and very logical. Yet humans are irrational by nature. Logic doesn't always work as well as I would like it to with you. If you say so, then so be it. Are you ready to begin? Yeah, I'm ready. Chapter 3, the wall. We finished chapter 2, the room. This is chapter 3, the wall. Oh my god. 2A. Are we about to play Nier Automata? Oh no! I didn't want to... Oh. Maybe we have to do them in order. I was assuming this was like a character selection. Okay. Life in the city is always in full swing, and it only gets more hectic when the sun sets. I've always hated this anti-hill, but right now it feels strangely empty. Nobody's out in the broad daylight except for a couple laughing kids in an alley and a lazy dog soaking up the sun by a water fountain. Where did everyone go? That looks like, what is it, Kowloon City? A huge black cat. It does have the nerve to just sit there like that. No matter how thick and strong a wall may be, it will eventually crack one way or the other. The rats will be waiting to swarm in through these cracks. Silly game. Rats can climb very well. It's so sweet. The childlike drawings, the flowers, the little suns all over the place. How cynical. A concentration camp in the walls of a kindergarten. Hey, Tim. Hi there. Hey, little lubber. What's up? What? Nothing, really. I'm feeling a bit down, to be honest. You'll go places with that attitude, boy. What's your name? I'm Marmoset. Oh, I'm playing 2A. Okay. Yes, this is a name like any other. I won't argue. That's a perfectly normal name. People usually say otherwise. I'm not a man. I'm 2A. Nice to meet you, 2A. What does your name mean? I'm an index number assigned to me in a lab where I was born. What was it like growing up in a secret lab? As you can see, I'm here now. I left as soon as I could and have never looked back since. It's a lot better to live here on the streets. Really? You're not joking? Of course I'm joking. Come on, relax. Just a regular top-secret lab deep in the Transylvanian mountains. They perform all sorts of experiments there, using innocent little kids as subjects. All the usual stuff, you know. Oh, shut up, you. Hey, care to tell me what you did to end up here? End up? Me? Who else? We're on the other side of the wall, you know. I'm enjoying this pet chat. One thing I will add in addition from Alone Together is that the children were around the age like 8 to 12 was sort of the gap, although some younger, some older. And a reoccurring thing that Turkle doesn't really pull on. Paka, thank you for the resubscribe. Something that the book pulls on is that, or doesn't really touch on but mentions a couple times, is that when the children had like a Furby that died or malfunctioned, not only did they not want that Furby reset, but they were less inclined to get another one. Like, once they had become emotionally attached and kind of created a soul for these digital creatures, once they died, they were less likely to want another one, at least in the short term, which is where Turkle is talking to them. But I thought that was an interesting through line, where it was like, once they had experienced that heartbreak of the death of the creature, they were less likely to want to reinvest emotionally in another one, which does make a lot of sense, but which is also sad. But again, I want to emphasize that is in the short term, that is the short term that Turkle was talking to them. So it's hard to know, like, how long does it take for that feeling to change? Like, how long? I mean, it is an important death. I think for a lot of the children, it was their first experience with, and I use massive air quotes here, death. Because it's the Furby dying if you take its batteries out. The children would argue yes. Anyway, interesting so far. I had a fairy... Kaylee says, I had a favorite fairy doll as a kid that I accidentally left behind at camp, and my mom got me another of the same one, but in my head it was very much a came back wrong experience. I knew that was not my friend. That's so funny. And so sad. Thanks. You won't believe me, but I do know that. Nobody forced me to come here. I ran off by myself. Whoa, that's brave. I ran by myself as well. Well, not entirely by myself, but I managed to get here anyway. So here's the plan. I take you on board, you join my crew, and we both fly away from this place in search of new adventure. Aye, Captain, there's only one problem. They won't let us out of here. Avast panicking, first mate. We'll find a way. Extremely changeling energy, yes. I think I hid it in a closet and refused to look after it after a while because it unnerved me so much. What's incredible is that I think this is a pretty consistent feeling. Like, I think as a child, you latch on to certain physical objects that give you a huge amount of comfort. And then when you lose them, or you don't have access to them when you need them, it's really, really upsetting. But I also feel like that's a thing as an adult you forget about. Like, I forget that that was like a core component growing up. I still have it. I still have my comfort object, which has gone through many evolutions. It does not look... My mom made me a blanket when I was growing up. She made me a baby blanket, and I would just held on to that forever. And it became so... it became so torn apart that she made a pillowcase to put that blanket into, and all of the scraps when they fell off the blanket, because she made it herself and she had extra fabric. So she made a pillowcase, and then all the scraps that would fall off this blanket got stuffed in the pillowcase. And then that pillowcase started falling apart so much that she bought a second pillowcase to put it in. So it was kind of a turducken kind of situation. But it's interesting to think about, like, that was such a subtle evolution that if she had just been like, this blanket's done, here's a pillowcase to enjoy instead. Unacceptable. That would have been unacceptable. But the fact that it was sort of this evolutionary steps made it acceptable. And that's such an interesting kind of ship of Theseus. Not even ship of Theseus, because it's not a full replacement. It is just like this layering up of options worked in a way that just jumping wouldn't have. Turducken comfort object. It's wow. Kaylee says this doll in particular was also like not an imaginary friend, but I did that thing where I knew kids were supposed to have imaginary friends, so I acted like this doll was alive to fulfill that expectation. Very neurotypical behavior. Fucking funny. I don't remember having a imaginary friend growing up, but I do remember hitting a point where I was like, similarly, I was like, this is a thing in media. Children in media always have imaginary friends, or like there are so many horror movies where children have like imaginary friends. Like that is such a cultural concept that I similarly came up with imaginary friend at an age that was probably too late, but maybe it was more of a tulpa, but it was conceptually an imaginary friend. His name was Richard. He was the lightning. Why is there a cat in this playground? Should go now. Hey, first mate, listen, can you draw by any chance? Okay, we found out why you had to leave. Now tell me what I did. What did I do to be exiled? Okay. That's a strange question. How do I know? You don't look like a rat, which means you must have some kind of a superpower. I'm just checking if it's true. I don't have any superpowers. Why are you talking about rats all the time? Why should I look like one? So you're neither a rat nor a superhero. You're just a little boy. So you're just a regular homebody who decided to run off from under his mom's wings to see the big and scary outside world. This is incredible. It's incredible that everybody here was faking imaginary friends, because that was the childhood expectation. Your imaginary friend's name was George Anderson Therapeutic Activity. I love what an adult name that is. I have no idea why. One time I found an obituary in the newspaper for George Anderson. Luckily, I was old enough not to be bothered. Woo-hoo-hoo. Kaylee says, I realize now in retrospect that the aphantasia / inability to picture things probably did not help my lack of ability to make a childhood friend. Hobbs took Mr. Shark, a plush, to the Monterey Bay Aquarium on the assumption that he'd like it there, being a shark and all, but we got behind the scenes tour, and the entire time I was terrified that I'd drop him on one of the takes by accident, and that fear ruined the whole experience for me. It's so cute and sad. My mom is gone. Sorry, got a bit overboard there. Well, shit happens. I take it that you're not offended? No, I'm not. Whatever. Where's your mom? Ooh. Her voice is so sweet, so calm. A familiar scent of her hair warms you up even better than the thick blanket she tucked under your feet and makes the herbal poultice on your forehead almost tolerable. She's sitting by your bed, knitting a new sweater for you in the dim candlelight, humming a little song. That is not how you knit. It's true. It's quiet and soothing. She's rocking in her chair to the rhythm, smiling just a little bit, just to herself and to you. It feels so great. It's so great even though your body's aching and you're too weak to open your eyes. You wish you could spend your whole life here in a warm bed, listening to your mother in the cozy half-light of your room. It's so pleasant that you can't help but smile. If only it would last forever. Your mother notices this. She gets up and leans over to give you a little kiss on the cheek without saying a word. Her lips are hot and dry. She returns to her chair. You know that she will keep her watch over you until you fall asleep. It won't be too hard, with such a soothing lullaby accompanied by the clicking of her needles. When she falls silent, you ask her to sing to you once more, briefly finding words under your breath. She starts over and over and over again, unrelenting until you drift away to the warm embrace of your dreams. Interesting use of the word unrelenting. Aye, aye. I'm sorry. Yeah, me too. Hey, what's the deal with this fucking nasty-ass cat? Hey, stop it. This is Beam. He's nice. Don't try to scare him off, please. He won't leave anyway. So you're a cat person on top of everything else, huh? That's one hell of a miracle. Meow. Well, I guess I am who I am. Fine, this minor obstacle won't shatter the morale of our crew. Let's take that cat on board too, but you'll be responsible for anything he does. How's that looking? The cat, Marmoset, and 2A. How do you even pronounce this? Under your breath and with great respect. We can cut some slack for the youngest crew members though. You can simply call me Deuce. The cat can meow twice if needed. Meow. Deuce. Got it. Aye aye, Captain. Oh my god. Are you talking about a cursed Furby? Hold on. I do remember, I never had a Furby growing up. Because what an insane thing to own, if I'm honest. They were hard to get, and they were weird, and my parents never got me one, and I'm thankful. But I had a friend who had one, and played with it, and then got bored with it, like you do, and put it in the basement. And I do remember, like, a year or two later, we were playing in the basement, and we could hear a repeating sound. And for some reason, the Furby had woken up and was, like, talking and singing all by itself in the basement, and we were like, well, this is terrifying. I don't remember what she did with it. I hope she took the batteries out and buried it in the backyard. I always thought Furbies were fucking creepy. But if you're in a dark basement and you can hear the fucking sad wailings of a half-dying Furby, it's not a great experience. Isn't there a Christmas Furby mascot horror? There's a horror game where you're running from a Furby alike, but it's relatively recent. Okay, I should go now. Hey, wait, yeah, can you draw, kid? I guess, can you? Nope. Why do you keep talking about me all the time? Just answer a simple question. Can you draw or can you not? I don't know. I've never studied art, but I like drawing. Let's learn by doing. Draw me. Draw you? I don't know how. I believe in you. Be creative. Let me tell you a secret. It doesn't matter what you can and cannot do. What matters is if you want to do it or not. Nobody can make you do something you don't want to. Do you want it? I do. Well then, draw. Where would you like me to draw? You have a whole wall here, don't you? They won't like it if I draw something on that wall. Of course they won't. Find me something to draw with first. Now, you little feral kid. Here, have these chalks. Take them before I change my mind. Thank you. There's only one condition. If any other rats come over here, which is very highly likely, please draw their portraits as well. I'll check them out later. The others will surely be offended. We aren't going to tell them anything. We have a charming, innocent kid here looking up to them with unbearably blue eyes, a little angel developing his creativity through some chalk. Everything is in order. Nothing offensive is happening. Move on. You're a huge asshole after all. Yep, that's me. Now get to drawing. Okay. There you go. Wow, that's what I look like? I'm really fucked up. You finished? Great job. There it is. I drew what I wanted. That's not too bad. And the violin is spot on. Is this really what you wanted to draw? No cars, houses, dogs maybe? What? Are you doing your thing again? It goes without saying. Take it easy. It's just how I support my friends. You did great, first mate. I've been here alone for a long time. There was only a cat to keep me company. I did not know what to do. I was so sad and lonely, and there was like nothing and nobody else. All right. Did anything change? Well, now at least I can draw now, and it's good to have someone around, I guess. Keep drawing then. They won't catch you while you draw. They? Do not pretend that you have no idea who I'm talking about. Okay, I'll remember that. It's evening already. It is. So what? Nothing. It's just that I should go. I'm not allowed to play here at night. You shouldn't be here too. Why is that so? Night is for sleep, not for fiddling around the playground. Do you understand? Look at me, little lubber. Are you looking? You better look very closely. I want you to see how hard I'm rolling my eyes right now. You might even want to take a look at the back of my head to fully appreciate the passive-aggressive nature of this gesture. Cool. Keep it up until morning then. I am serious though. See you tomorrow. We can draw together some more. Of course we'll draw something new. See you tomorrow, Marmoset. Roy says not Furby, but I'm inspired to check out Megan later. It's a pretty good movie. It's a good movie, but it fails to appreciate the scary things about robot babysitters. But it's still really good and enjoyable. I have nowhere to go now, but this is not a problem. There's a bench here, and this freaking year taught me not to be too picky about recreational spaces. Oh boy, what a year. Sorry, M3 Thregan that's right. You're right. I mispronounced it. Things aren't going too bad so far. I wonder how the city's holding up. Everything seems to be in order. Good to hear. Good night, Deuce. I remember how the dark waters of the Black River glistened that night, reflecting the light of the full moon. We woke the kids up and left empty-handed. I only managed to grab a pack of chalks from the table. Full moon. The twins were laughing. They kept saying that their precious good man was following us. I did not truly believe them, of course. I still do not truly believe that this was happening. Sometimes it all feels like a bad dream. What if the first thing I see when I wake up is the old aquarium? What if they keep plugging me into CENTUM over and over again? And he will once again ask if I'm asleep. Asshole. That's an elf. That was an elf. You asleep, lubber? Oh my god. It's the rat! That was the rat, right? No, anyone else but him. Please don't let it be him. That looked like the rat. Yeah, there's a little body. The bulky building's connected by wires. The concrete jungle. I really like this color palette for this one. Rats always try to gnaw their way through. Ooh. Now that's unusual. What's this? I wasn't here during the day. Did someone come over while I was asleep? This is not looking good. Yes, exactly. Kulunwald City vibe for sure. This is where the cat was sitting. Was the cat just sitting on this? At ease, Captain Deuce? Huh, if only. Oh, is it the chalks? Okay. Can I swing? A bench, a broken wall, and a lonely swing. Not exactly the most luxurious playground. This is only natural that nobody actually cares. We must escape as soon as possible. I'll ask Marmoset for assistance tomorrow. Okay, so I think I'm stuck in another loop. We've entered a new loop. Go to sleep. Oh my god. It's a Yakuza. Marmoset is promising. His drawings are solid. I would have done better if I had any idea how to do it. I'd have done better if I could do better. Yeah, it's Majima. Rat hole, or maybe just a hole in the wall. Why am I even thinking about it so much? City looks a bit too empty and boring. Alright. Valerie! Oh my god, it's my assistant! Did I ever start Yakuza 0? I've started it once before. I decided to play through Dark Souls 3 over winter break instead of Yakuza 0, and I don't regret it. Hi there! Did I scare you? I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Not yet. It depends on who you are and what you're doing here, big man. It doesn't really matter. I'm just passing by. What a coincidence! I'm just passing by as well. Honestly, I've never been here before. I know almost nothing about the world on the other side of the wall. Great! Then I'm exactly the person you were looking for, big man. I can show you around here and explain everything to you. How lucky I am. How long have you been in this place? Well, I've spent a whole day here, so I'm practically local now. Oh. I'm okay with what I have here. Here's a bench, a swing, and here's you. Actually, I can also sense that you are a good man. Thanks for the kind words. What's your name? I'm Valerie. Name's Deuce. Is this a nickname? It doesn't sound like a proper name. Like one of my friends likes to put it, it's a name. If you say so, Deuce. So who are you anyway? I'm a murderer, Deuce. Are you going to murder me now? And who are you going to murder now? Not me, I hope. No one. I won't kill anyone. I've already made too many mistakes. Glad to hear that, but I didn't ask for your opinion on me. I've already told you that every rat has a special trait. You have. So what's yours? It's useless. I can sniff other rats out from a mile away. Really? I can see where this is going. Am I a rat too? Nope, not really. I don't know. You're not a rat, but you're not one of them either. I know that this might sound awkward and stupid now that you've blown my cover, but yes, I'm not one of them. You can trust me. I know. I sense it when someone's lying. You're not. Is this a bonus that you got in addition for a nose for rats? You guessed it. Not having to explain who they are feels quite refreshing, you know. That's great, big man. That's great. Listen, big man. They're coming. Soon they'll be here. If you say so, what do you propose then? I can deal with it myself. Just don't come to this playground again. Where would you like me to go instead? Should I swim to the other side of the Black River naked? That's daring. I would definitely try that if I were you. Good thing you're not me. That's a good thing indeed, but you can simply not come to this playground for a while. Fine, if you say so. Goodbye, Deuce. Bye, big man. Oh my god. More horrible creatures. This is Marmoset's cat. His name is Beam. Creature named Official Man. Why, hello there. Look who it is. Hello, I am who I am. Children keep accumulating in our area of responsibility at an alarming rate. We should file an official request for additional funding from the city. Is it safe to assume that your presence here is sanctioned by the relevant government bodies? Any additional requests for the municipal council? It is sanctioned, but it might not be too relevant. Splendid, splendid. Come a little closer, will you? Why should I? I can't really see you. No wonder. You have no eyes, and you don't look yourself, mister. Is that so? Well, you must be right. Give me a moment. Yes, yes, oh yes. Is that better like this? Not really. You made things even worse. Can you undo that? What is done cannot be undone. Listen to me very carefully, you vermin. You've cornered yourself in here. There are only two options left for you. Back to the aquarium or off for a trolley bus ride. The trolley bus will get you to the final destination point swiftly and conveniently. The aquarium route will be a lot more tedious, tormenting even. Would you prefer getting it over with in one go, or rather take your time to fully enjoy the misery of your life? Surely there's got to be other options. For you, that's highly unlikely. Let me tell you one thing, you vermin. I can see right through you, and I'm quite dissatisfied with what I'm seeing. Can't do a thing about that. I'm ugly enough on the outside, and it pains me to even think about how horrible it must be to look into my insides uncovered. Hold your jaw, little pest. Someone else is talking through your mouth. You're not saying what you really want to say. You can only repeat what someone is whispering into your ear. I'm wondering if rats are people that have been put into shells of other people, if that makes sense. Y'all are talking about some crazy shit. Twitch chat is off on horses. They've gone off, they've ridden some wild horses down an interesting track. I am not who I am. Damn it, you've blown my cover. I'm not who I am. I'm just a supporting character in a video game played by some other character of some other video game, which in turn is played by someone else too. I'm doomed to choose one of the predefined answers and watch things go further and further down the drain in this not-so-branching dialogue. Stop this instant. You are in no position to show your teeth. So what are you going to do, little vermin? I'm going to call them. This might change a lot of things. Do call, and if they really answer, I'll postpone my decision. I'll wash my hands of it. Every why has a wherefore. Gods are merciful. We mourn. Oh, see, he's got a happy little face now. Hi, Marmoset. I'm still here, see? Just like I promised. That's cool. What do we do now? Maybe we could play a game. What game? I don't know. A round of tic-tac-toe? That's a game for little kids. Are you making fun of me again? Friends often play tic-tac-toe, but you're right. It's not the right time and place for this. How about we draw something together? I'm not in the mood today. Okay. Tell me, Marmoset, where do you spend the night here? Why are you asking? So you won't tell? I can tell you if you want. Meow. What's wrong, Beam? Deuce is our friend. The cat is right, Marmoset. Don't tell me this. Don't tell anyone where you can find you at night. Fine, I won't. Great. Great chat. Any additional requests? Are you aware that Marmoset has an ultimate immunity against you and your shenanigans? Of course, we keep him locked away in a safe place. We cannot do him any harm. But pests like you can. That's what I thought. Too bad if you think I'm gonna hurt Marmoset in any way. You're not the only vermin lurking around this place. Shit. Beamkey, what is he talking about? Is he threatening me? This is not what you promised. The pests have broken out of their cages. You hold the keys to the kingdom now. I got it, thanks. Let's get the fuck out of here. I have a feeling that I will have to hit the road again very soon. Don't know how, don't know where, but I will. To be fair, I have no other choice now. I think I've exhausted my options. Might be time. Ooh, listen, Marmoset, can you keep a secret? I can. I want you to have this. Please. Is it a pack of cigarettes? I don't smoke. Me neither. It's a bad habit. Why would you have those then? They're no use to me either. Someone else might come here soon and one of those people might need this. One of those people. Should I be worried? I don't want to hang out with smokers. Yeah, don't be bothered. They're not going to hurt you, at least from what I can tell. Moreover, you always have your cat to protect you, right? I guess. Meow. Don't take it so seriously, Beam. I know that you will. Anyway, you better not come to this playground again in the next couple of days. I'll try to, but I don't really have a choice here. Are we not going to see each other again? Of course we are. I won't give you the pleasure. Okay, but why does it feel like we're saying our farewells forever? Nah, don't be stupid. See you again, first mate. Good luck, Captain. So right, I trust everything is in order around these parts. The municipal property is not damaged, the child is where he should be, and he even made a friend. You two have fun, and I should go. I'll be back tomorrow. You know the rules. No antisocial behavior, no damage to the municipal property. Good luck. Nothing comes to mind. I don't want to think of anything in particular. The city, the beautiful, horrendous, the ever-indifferent city. When night comes, everything will be fine. Oh, God. Oh, Christ. Rat, rat, go away. Oh, man, I don't like looking at that thing. Marmoset is. His are pretty. I would have, if I better. Interesting. That's just a weird, glitched version of the chat we were talking to previously. I really don't like this thing. Giving me big, Ghost of Christmas Future energy. There you are, rat. Dance, little rat, dance for my pleasure. Sing, little rat, sing, do your best. Come on, sing along. Raise up your hand to stop the arrow in the air. Destroy the rock-hard faces with your smile. What to wish for, where to run, whom to turn to, how and where. Don't stop, just dance and caper all the while. Unable to cut off your song, they're all but willing to adore your dance, your clothes, the way you speak. There's only one thing you abhor. If you simply want to swim, to leave behind a life so bleak. You have changed, buddy. This is worrying. Did you call us? I don't like that this thing called me buddy. I did. Okay, I played as 2A. I got an achievement that says play as 2A. Oh my god, are we gonna play as that? Are we gonna play as the rat? How did I end up here? I can't remember. I was following the scent of blood. A lot of blood was spilled here. How did I get here, though? I continue to be obsessed with these little animated sequences. The aquarium cracked, and its contents gushed out, flooding the street with all sorts of folks. Like me, for example. I got so sick of the surrogate the eggheads fed me that it felt only natural to look for something more organic. Ah, so the aquarium's a metaphor. It's not an aquarium. Oh my god, the clown nurse. That's a crazy episode of a crazy show. I cannot go to the city no matter what the circumstances. No! It's simply out of the question. Oh my god, it's fucking Desmond. Hello, my dear observers. Watch me go closely. Wires and trash cans, skyscrapers and nightlights. You get used to the life in these concrete jungles after a while. Swing? Quite old-fashioned, I say. I remember swinging on something like this myself when I was a kid. If I could go back to the past and, I don't know, change my whole life, I guess? Alright, hey dude. Of course. Oh, is this 2A? Is this who we were playing as last round? Or are we still 2A? You made it as well, little lubber? Thank you for remembering how I hate it when you call me that. Alright, so this is, I mean, definitely some rat qualities. This must be how we... Yeah, this must be who we were playing the last round, 2A. Well, I guess it doesn't make any difference since I already hate your guts. Nobody likes rats. I am simply the least likable of us all, I guess. What brings you here? I follow the smell, just like you, little lubber. You are disgusting, Desmond. Of course. Now that's what I call luxury service. Food delivered right in time for my arrival. Yeah, enjoy your meal. Please be so kind to choke and die in flames. New burn dropped. Please be so kind as to choke and die in flames. Not relevant to each other, just a doubling down of your fate. I'm just kidding. Your blood is of no interest to me. I can find someone else here. You can, but you shall never touch him. I won't let you do anything to him. You sure you got the brawn for that? I don't, but I won't be alone. Of course. Do you remember me? Oh, you're simply unforgettable. Just my usual luck getting to meet you out of all people who could have possibly come here. You're also the very last person I would have liked seeing here. Why are you so snappy all of a sudden? Still can't get over that little joke? And now I can sniff other rats out. Thanks to you, I guess. See? You just wait a little longer and you'll understand why we rats even exist in the first place. Every why has a wherefore, but not for us rats, apparently. Of course. And who's going to honor us with their presence? You'll see. I know that you're weak during the day, and by night my companion will come. You won't escape us. Do you really think you can stand between me and my food in the middle of the night? Not me, you flying fuck. Not me. They can. So you've... I like that he doesn't speak, but he did seem like he mouthed, they can. So you've already ratted everyone out, I see. Didn't take you too long. I won't let you do anything to the one you've come here for. Anyone else can be damned. He's under my protection, and not only mine. Who are they? What are you hiding, little lubber? You know full well that I hate secrets. Drop the other shoe already. It's the cat. So you got yourself a cat here too. Fascinating. There he is. No sudden moves, you hear. Understood? I understand a lot more than you ever will. Of course. All right. Behave. Go sit on a bench and sit tight right there. Fine, fine. Damn. Why am I even allowing you to boss me around? I know what awaits me behind this door better than anyone else, and I'm not going there a second earlier than I absolutely must. Okay. I guess I'll just sit. I sit down for a tick, just to give my sore eyes a break. Sit down and close your eyes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Our life was miserable, and I'm in my full right and sound memory to talk about it with the highest degree of competence. My mother kept patching my coat up to the point it looked like a patchwork blanket. My sister's clothes weren't any newer or fancier. Still, I was happy to live in the city. Now I'm... The rats fled their cages hoping to taste freedom, but the very freedom they craved turned out to be nothing more than bait in a trap. It doesn't matter anymore anyway. What a curious cat. Curious indeed. Boy, I'm not looking forward to talking. Whatever close-up is gonna be here, I'm nervous about. I'm watching you. Are you still protecting your precious marmoset or what? Get out of my face. Calm down, will you? I won't be able to get to him anyway. He's got a whole host of volunteer protectors already. Having another one won't hurt. This is all so weird. People usually say something like this when they don't know what to say. It's accurate. You guessed it. I have no idea what I'm supposed to say. The world is coming to an end, and I don't care anymore. To hell with it. Come on, man. What's wrong with the world? What are you talking about? Nothing. Let me sit down. I'm tired. Make yourself at home. Why, hello there, sir. Would you kindly introduce yourself? There is something wrong with your face. With all due respect, your own face is wrong beyond any recognition. Mine, on the other hand, fits my purpose at the moment perfectly. To what do we owe the pleasure of having you here, Mr. Rothund? Desmond Rothan? Nothing, really. I just had to go somewhere when the aquarium imploded. Splendid! I appreciate your willingness to make our work significantly easier. I was quite sure that I'd have to raid the whole city to get to you. Just like in the good old days. Just like Old Square. Do you remember? I don't. I wasn't there. If you say so, if you say so. Anything else? Are you here to watch over the little guy? You mean the rebellious teenage vermin? He does not require any additional supervision. I'm obviously talking about Marmoset. Oh, that one, yes. I am. The city has allocated this plot of municipal land specifically for any local kids to play, and for us to keep a keen eye over them. In case you're not aware, my clearance level is slightly higher than that. Listen, you pest, your clearance level is nothing but a lab cage in the depths of the aquarium. What can a monster like you even... Oh, I beg your pardon. You are a former military officer, so you must have had a higher clearance. What a faux pas from my side. Anything else? I know what CENTUM is. I don't, chat. I don't know what CENTUM is. You are making the decision-making process a lot more complicated for us, dear sir. What does he know about CENTUM, Bimki? Who told him that? I know all that I need to know. The only thing I do not know is why was this protocol set in motion? Do continue. To hell with me, my own fate, and your precious protocol. What matters most is that this place is a rat trap. You're using the boy as bait, it seems. A clever hypothesis indeed. It's a pity that it is wrong. Vermin are coming here at will, so we do not need a bait to get them. The purpose of the kids' presence here on the playground is unclear to us. We are yet to find out where the huge data set being uploaded into the system from Workstation 9 came from. So Workstation 9 is our workstation, I believe. Or potentially it is Marmoset's computer? I have no mouth was cited as by the dev as an influence. Okay, okay. We are yet to find out where this huge data set being uploaded into the system from Workstation 9 came from. I don't get it. Binky, how did Tim get into their network? How could they... I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear what you just said. Nothing. Whoever is manipulating this good-for-nothing pest, whoever is watching us through its eyes, listen carefully. You keep playing. Have fun while you still can. We will be looking for you. Anything else? Nah, I'm good. This is absolutely splendid. Actually, I do want to ask you about your name. My name is Desmond, and I'm here to say... Won't ask you who you are. Let me share a curious observation with you, Mr. Ralton. We have just received word that you would appear here, and here you are, out in the broad daylight. Frankly, I'm impressed. Anything else? I'm watching you. It doesn't matter anymore, little lubber. I handed myself into them on a plate. Yeah, I heard that much. Why would you do this? I did what I did. Why did you? Who says that I've given up? Hey, lubber. Do you have a mother? My name is Deuce. Fine, Deuce, whatever. Where's your mama? Why are you asking? I had a mother, yes. What makes you not sleep at night? Nothing interesting here. Move on. What about you, cat? What about the door? What about you, kid? How did you end up here? I'm just always here. You weren't here at night. Kids are not allowed to play here during the night, so I wasn't here. Meow. Meow indeed. What an interesting presupposition do we have here? What's so interesting about it? Nothing really. Don't let it get to your head. I'm sure that you like to draw. Are you? Do you like it or not? I guess I do. What's your problem? Draw that arrogant teen on the bench for me. I already did, but the official man erased my drawing. He says that it's not allowed. Draw me instead then. Come on, I won't be offended. I'll also deal with those nasty officials. Fine, I'll try. Right here, on this wall? Right here on this wall. Use the cigarettes I gave you, kid. Meow indeed. Meow indeed, my good man. Here, there you go. Yeah, good. That's good. Okay. When we dialed the phone number, I'm going to make a quick note. When we dialed the phone number in the last section, the poster changed each time. And it corresponds with the 4 classes that we've got, which is warrior, artist, murderer, and prophet. Am I remembering that right? Or am I double dipping on warrior and murderer? Anyway, there were 4 classes, 4 poster types. Bro was American Psycho. The blank one was Army Skull, and the rat was Army No Skull. Okay. I don't know what that means or if it has any relevance, but it struck me that this is now a creature with an axe. Yeah, good. That's good. Real good job, kid. So, you having some fun here? I'm bored, actually. Someone told me that you're a dangerous man. As if you couldn't tell that yourself just by looking at me. I can see it. Hey there, little lubber. I'm not a lubber. I'm Marmoset. Why are kids nowadays afraid of their own names so much? It's called a handle. We just want to be someone other than the sorry guys growing up under your fatherly care. What's your name? Desmond. Is this some kind of bat? How is your name different from mine, then? It is my real name. The one from my documents. Can't do anything about it. Oh, okay. You're just what I need. What do you need me for? Your parents are looking for you. They asked me to bring you back to them. I'm a vampire who eats little children. You look a bit pale, that's true, but I doubt that you're actually going to eat me. I won't eat you. I'll just drink your blood. All of it. Vampires do not exist. The tales people tell about them are not real. Do you like fairy tales? Nope. Take care, Marmoset. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm watching you. You protecting Marmoset? Get out of my face. Come down. I won't be able to get to him anyway. He's got a whole host. Oh yeah, we already did this. Anything else? Are you here to watch over the little guy? You mean the rebellious... Oh, no, we already did this as well. Boy, is he an artist indeed, and a constant threat to our dwindling chalk supply. I've been running off my feet trying to get rid of the result of his creative expression in a timely manner. Anyway, the instructions are clear. The kid has to play, and we have to keep an eye on him. Alright. This is the same... We already did that, but it changed a little bit after he drew. What about you, Cat? Snow on the ground turned red on that day. The doctor reassured me that the snow was white. Everything was fine. The snow was white, just as usual. Just my imagination acting wild, you know. What? Is there a little icon of somebody stabbing on that document? He said that a nervous breakdown had caused some perception issues in my brain. The medical diagnosis of woo, 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 woo. I wonder where the doctor is now. Did I kill him? I can't remember. The city, the great trap. Night has always been my prime time, but I'm too tired to think straight now. No drawing. A rat hole. Yes, I will come to you, don't worry. You just have to wait. Why aren't you asleep? Why? Why who? Nobody likes me. That's natural, I guess. Many fear me. That's understandable, I guess. But you, little lubber. Deuce. You, Deuce, despise me. I can feel your disdain. Did I kill someone from your family? A friend, perhaps? No, you didn't. I have always been scared of the dark. No, that's not right. I have never seen my father. He did not return from the war. I would often question my mother question my mother what he was like in my younger years, but eventually I had grown up to realize that was pointless. He was a good man, a real hero. My mother would always refuse to talk to me about this. Ugh! My mother had something in her that would scare the darkness away. She would come to my bed when I had trouble sleeping, sit on the edge and stroke my hair, singing a little song. Even the horrible pimple monster from under the bed, a thing made of pure, pitch-black hate, would not dare snatch me away when she was around. But I'll kill you without a second thought if you dare to laugh right now. I'm not laughing. There's nothing funny about that. I wasn't the bravest kid around the block, so my mother would sometimes pick me up from school when she had a chance to get off from work earlier than usual. Oh, Xenonym, the beautiful song of the ale, perhaps. I like that read. A drunkard followed us through a dark alley on one of those evenings. He grabbed my mother by the sleeve and started blurting some nonsense in her face, and I was too scared to do anything. I just stood there, unable to move, and watched my mother hopelessly tug her coat away from his sweaty grip. Then I saw my father. He was so tall, so strong, so fatherly. For a brief moment, I actually believed that it was him, but then he looked at me and I realized my mistake. He was just a random soldier. Still, he looked at me and said that it was not the time to be scared, so I clenched my fists and jumped on that drunkard. I understand. I understood that I had to be brave, and I worked on it. I became bold and daring. I built my whole life around that moment. That father was always there when I needed a pep talk. He encouraged me to keep going. I found myself a new company, a company of rebels, punks, and the like. My new bravery kept biting me in the ass. Still, it was better than hiding in the shadows all the time, fearing that someone might find me. Then I got tested, got into the aquarium, got tested, and tested upon again. And then I saw you. You did not recognize me, and I did not expect you to. You'd only seen me once, very briefly, and I'd been a completely normal child without any ratty features back then. Was I the drunkard? Was Desmond the drunkard? But I caught the smell and knew I had to learn more about you. I started asking around, gathering bits of information here and there, and eventually found out who you are, what you have done. I see. Call me stupid all you like. I hate you because I'd made an imaginary friend out of you, and the real you did not live up to my standards. My father? How do you like this? That's really stupid. Don't be so mad at me. Why would I? You did not do anything particularly bad to me. I was just a naive little kid. And you're never gonna forgive me for that. All the bullying back in the aquarium, all the murders, all the cruelty do not matter. Your own naivety does. They said Desmond was in the military. Yeah, I think we're the soldier / his father. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Oof. Oof. I mean, we're not actually his father, though. Okay, I got an achievement. Play as Desmond, the ghoul soldier. All right, I'm going to play as Elaine. But what we're actually going to do is stop. Stop for the day. We've made good progress, I guess. Maybe. It's hard to tell. But my guess is we're going to have to play through these last two little segments before we get anywhere. I don't know where we're going, and I don't know how we'll get there. But that's the progress. That's the plan. We'll be back Thursday playing more of this game. So that's it. I was trying to think if there was anything I needed to reference. But for once, I'm going to remember to raid if there's anybody to raid.
Explanation.
Oh, Second Wind Group. We can raid the Second Wind Group stream. Let's see who's playing. Oh, KC's playing. Y'all might remember KC. He was on he was on Big Game Hunger. And he had really thoughtful and interesting things to say. So we're going to go raid him. All right. Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. I almost said Thursday. Uh-oh. Happy Sunday, everyone. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good start to your week. I will see you on Thursday for more of this game. Hopefully, Nightbot won't be so cursed by the time we get there. All right. Bye, everybody.